Okay, live stream started.
Timing, bro.
Yeah. So we're going to start the 25 now. Okay.
Yeah.
All good. Fine. Oh, we had to do the Microsoft Teams thing, right? But we'll come back to it.
No, we don't need team today. Leave it tomorrow.
We'll do that tomorrow. Fine. Okay. So step 5.
Yeah.
So again, in this you see the setup of the HTML file. You have your HTML and then you have the body and all the text inside the body. Okay. So here it says HTML5 has some elements that identify different content areas. These elements make your HTML easier to read and help with search engine optimization and accessibility. Identify the main section of this page by adding a main opening tag after the H1 element. Okay. And a main closing tag after the paragraph element. Right.
Okay.
So we go here after the H1, we have to start the main. Okay.
No.
Go 2 lines, do main, close the main here as well. Cut out the main and put it after the paragraph tag. Yeah. So to make things look clean, right? Generally, if something goes inside a tag, we'll add some space in the front. Okay. So we can select all of these.
So space before main and space after main.
No. All these lines should have 2 characters in front like this,
okay,
free,
yeah.
right? So instead of going line by line, what you ideally would do is you would go here and add 2 spaces and here 2, right?
Yeah.
Instead of doing all of that, you select these 3 lines or how many ever lines you want and you press tab. It will give equal space. Okay, and this is not like a freeCodeCamp thing. It's like a Visual Studio Code thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can select that. You can do it like that, and if you keep it like this, now you know where this tag starts and where it ends. So if you have multiple tags or multiple pieces of content, so now you know where each piece starts and closes.
Yeah.
Correct. So we'll just keep it clean like that. Check your code, submit and go. Next. Step 6.
Step 6.
So here we are starting at a H1 and a main and the body here and it closes here. Okay. Anyway, yeah. HTML elements are often nested within other HTML elements. In the previous step, you nested the H2 element, comment and paragraph element within the main. That's what we did, right?
Yeah.
We took this stuff and we put it inside main.
Main, yeah.
Okay.
Nested, yeah.
A nested element is a child of its parent element. To make HTML easier to read, indent the H2 element, the comment and the paragraph element exactly 2 spaces to indicate they are the children of the main element.
So I just have to select the same thing that you told me right
now. But they are telling 2 spaces, right? It doesn't work with spaces. It works with tabs. Okay, but they are checking for spaces. Now, so we have to manually go to each line and we have to add 2 spaces. Okay, because when it parses and when it runs the test, it is checking for 2 space elements there and not 1 tab element.
Okay.
Got it?
So I put 2 tabs. Should I?
No. Not tab. Don't do tab. Go to each line and press space.
1, 2.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yep.
1, 2.
Done. Check.
So that's called indent.
Yeah.
Indent the H2 element. Indent the line.
Yeah. Remember the VS Code plugin?
So meaning of the indent is put space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically how much inside it should go. Remember this plugin that you installed on VS Code, Indenticator, and it marked the lines.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This one. So you see how this whole section, this whole part of this thing is indented.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So now if you just look at this where this line comes, right? This line.
Yes.
You know all of this is one piece. Okay. And where this line comes, you follow this line from the start to end. This whole thing is one piece.
Sure.
The same thing applies for this whole box. This box which goes over this line.
Yeah.
Right. So this whole section now visually, if you see in Visual Studio Code here, you'll have like one icon like that. If you click or this will close and open. So you can fold it within each other and just make it smaller for you to see. Okay.
The
so this spacing is the indent.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we move to the next?
Yep. How do I clear
sorry,
this?
your code doesn't pass. Keep trying.
Okay. What did it say?
No, I'm in step 7. Sorry.
Step 7.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
didn't try even.
Fine. So clear about indents, right?
Yeah.
So basically, whenever you sort of write codes, you write it with proper spacing and with proper indents. Then it's easy to read, easy to work with later.
Yeah. Understand your code.
Yeah. So this one starts with the HTML tag and the body tag, right? So the whole page is like available to us, and we added the main, right?
Yeah.
And these two lines we have indented and added the space in front.
Yeah.
Okay, that is what we have got. Okay. Step 7. You can add images to your website by using the IMG element.
Yeah.
IMG elements have an opening tag without a closing tag. Remember in the first lesson we talked about tags which have starting and ending points, and then they have tags which don't have an ending thing, right? Yeah. So that is image. So a tag for an element without a closing tag is called a self-closing tag. Add an image element below the paragraph element. At this point, no image will show up in the browser. So all you need to do is just add
tag
IMG.
Okay.
Okay, and the IMG should close with a slash and this one.
Is it like this?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
All good?
Okay. Step number 8.
Right. So you see over here, you have the image tag, right? But there's nothing showing up here on your browser, right?
Nothing, no.
Because you haven't told it what to show. You're just telling in this place, put an image. But you have to tell it what image to put. Right? Okay. So we have to tell it what is the image. Step 8. HTML attributes are special words used inside the opening tag of an element to control the element's behavior. The src attribute is image element specifies the image's URL where the image is located. An example of an image would be using the source attribute img src equal to whatever this thing .jpg. Okay. Add an src attribute to the existing image element that is set to the following URL. So you have to set this URL. But to see how images basically work, right? So let us say green. Okay. You see so many photos, right?
Yeah.
If I press Ctrl Shift C, this is the thing which shows us what do you call this, dude? This is whatever, like a debugging tool, dude. So it basically shows you, I'm forgetting what this one is. But anyway, you see how each one of this is an image here.
Yeah.
You see this IMG, this is the photo.
Okay.
Okay. So now say for example, I'll go to images. And I click this and I go to this page. You see this image here, right?
Yeah.
Control Shift C. See this piece. You see this source upload.wikimedia. This is the URL. This. Okay. So if I just copy, open this in a new tab, can you? This is the photo. This is the file. Okay. So now what they are saying, this is essentially the URL, http blah 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 whatever xyz and the file name. This is a .png file.
Yeah.
Okay. So now literally what they are saying is add a source attribute to the existing image element. You are supposed to show this image. Okay. Yeah. So essentially src equal to image source equal to what they are asking us. When you do this, you will probably see this cat photo come. Okay, but the same thing now you take this photo, this Libya whatever photo, copy this, and instead of the cat photo I paste this, that image comes, right? So that is exactly what you're doing. You tell please put an image and please put this image. This is the source, this is the address at which this image is, please load it from here.
So let's say you don't have the URL of the image and you have image in your computer.
Yeah, so there is a way in which you can address that. Okay. There'll be a difference. Like instead of using this whole thing, instead of HTTPS : or whatnot, it will probably just start with a slash or / or something like that. Okay. We will get to it whenever we get to it. But the concept is you take the URL and you put it in the image tag and that image will load. Okay. So we'll go back to the cat photo.
Yeah.
Copy this part up. Check your code. That should just run. All good?
All good.
Done.
So src means source. The
Yeah,
source. The
image source, right?
Image source. Okay.
So like how you put img src, there'll be a ton of different properties, right? So if you search for img src html image tag, right, this is what the src thing is. But other than src, there are so many other things that are allowed.
attribute for
Yeah.
the image.
Alt is a name of alternative text, alt height, then size. Src is the src what we
Source.
worked with now, right?
If you are
Width.
URL.
So you can set height and width, which is probably another common property you use to set the size of an image.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how you will put all the attributes: image, src, alt, width, height, style. Right. So these are the properties what you will probably define for an image. We will deal with it when the time comes. Okay. Fine. Step 9. All the image elements should have an alt attribute. The alt attribute's text is used for screen readers to improve accessibility and is displayed if the image fails to load, right? So see, when you're building a site, you're not just building a site for everybody who's using a phone or a laptop, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, even deaf people or people who are blind also use their devices to access the internet, correct?
Sure.
Right? So if you have something like a screen reader, images, this is how a person would actually use it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right. So when you see your website, you can see your website, but how will like a blind or a deaf person use this? You see these dots here, right?
Yeah.
So a blind person reads braille, right? So he will type your website address, your website will load there, but he can't see it, right? So he has to touch here and he has to see what is written on the page.
Okay.
That is how he will browse the website. Okay. So when you talk about see, this is their device.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So when you write img src equal to source is whatever cat.photo, for a person on the browser, he sees the photo.
Yeah.
But the braille person, obviously there is no photo showing for him, right?
No.
So you write the alt, which is the alternative text. It's an alternative for if the image can't be loaded. If it is not available from the source, or if you're using a screen reader, this is what it will display. Okay. So here we are typing alt equals a cat. Okay, for example, and has an alt attribute with the text a cat. Add an alt attribute to the image element with the text a cute orange cat laying on its back. Okay, I'm just going to copy this text because I don't want those spelling errors and whatnot. Alt equal to double quotes and this text. Test it out. All good. Yeah, so when you are, I think you didn't start the,
This alt.
it's alright, it works, right?
So
Done.
if you put source first or alt first, doesn't make any.
Doesn't make any difference.
So the order is no problem.
Order is no problem.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Okay, until you are not writing
What's the meaning of alt?
alternate text.
Alternate text. Something
right?
alternative. Yeah.
So now if I hover over this,
Yeah.
it probably doesn't show, but anyway, if a blind person basically opens this page, on his reader it will show a photo of a cat types.
Okay.
Okay.
Now step number 10.
Yeah, where are we at? We still have another 10 minutes. Okay, step 10. You can link another page with an anchor element, the A tag. Okay. For example, ahref equal to freeCodeCamp.org, and you see this closing A tag.
Yeah.
So whenever you have an opening tag and a closing tag, it basically means something can come in the middle. It can hold something inside.
Oh, I see.
An image tag is only an image tag. It can't hold anything inside it.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why an image tag is self-closing. But a paragraph tag, you open a paragraph tag and close paragraph tag and put text in the middle, right?
Between, yeah.
Like that, an anchor tag has an opening and a closing. Okay? The word href here,
Yeah.
okay, means hypertext reference.
Hypertext.
Okay, so basically it is
a link.
HTML is hypertext markup language, right? Hypertext is the page that you see.
Yeah.
So we are talking about in the 1960s, 70s when they actually invented the internet, right?
Yeah.
So those guys obviously would refer to it as hypertext, not text, like hypertext in the sense that you can click. So historically, basically what would happen is that the internet basically was a way for libraries to share information or universities to share documents.
Yeah.
Okay. So in like literally the old internet would be pages like this, right? Old websites did not have any style and stuff like that,
No.
right?
Just
So you literally have one link and it opens a new page. That's it. That is all the work of the internet was. Now we have animations and fancy looking things and
That's
whatnot,
true.
right? So the normal text is text in a book, and in a book if it says whatever something paragraph, and in brackets it says reference number,
Yeah.
right? And it says book and publication and blah blah blah. If you're in olden times without the internet, you would see that you would go to the library or you would go to that section, search for the book, remove it, and you'd actually see what this is, right?
There, yeah.
So that is how you used to deal with text. But with this, by clicking on that one thing, you can open that book on your thing. That is exactly what this one does, right? So that is hypertext. That's it, the concept. Okay. So hypertext markup language, this is the language that is used to show the markup.
Yeah.
So href is hypertext reference. That is the URL that you're going to put. Okay. So our task is to add an anchor element after the paragraph that links to this website. At this point, the link won't show up in the preview. Okay. So we're going to go here, a href equal to, put this URL, I'll copy this, put this up here, close the tag, right? So here you don't see the element.
Okay.
And that is what they're mentioning here. Okay. At this point, the link won't show up in the preview. And like I was telling you, you can add stuff between the closing and opening tag, right?
Yeah.
So you come here and say, go to that text comes up here, whatever is held between. So that text is what you see and click on. Okay. Yeah. So that is probably what you will do in the next step.
That's for anchor, yeah?
Yeah, that is for anchor tags. Okay. So right now you don't see it here, right? But actually the anchor tag is being displayed here. If you go to this, come down here and you see this cat. Above this you see what you wrote, ahref.
Yeah.
So the tag is actually here. You see it being shown here, the A.
But nothing
what it comes. Yeah. It's just that it is not being seen. I'll just increase. This font size is big enough for you, yeah?
Yeah.
So you see the text is there over here, but there is nothing over here. So now if I come here and if I say, I want to edit this, right click, edit as HTML.
How to open the console in
Control Shift C.
Control Shift C. Okay. How to close it?
You have to close this X mark. I don't think there's a shortcut to close it.
Okay.
See, now I'm going to type text here between these two A's and you put it here. Okay, probably not working, but ideally it should have worked.
Should work.
So it is here now. Text here, what I type.
Yeah.
Okay.
You cannot go. Ah, yeah, you can. So step 11.
A link's text must be placed between the opening and closing tags of an anchor element. For example, a href equal to this. Click here to go to freecodecamp.org. Okay. Is a link text with the text as click here to go to freeCodeCamp. Okay. Add the anchor text cat photos to the anchor element. So between the opening and closing, we just have to add cat photos. Okay. This will become the link's text. Photos. All right.
Yeah.
Control enter.
Yeah. It's done.
My laptop is a little slow, dude. Anyway.
Because you're recording?
Mostly because of that. Anyway, let's see. How much time do we have on this? 5 minutes. Okay, I think we can do 2 or 3 more tasks in these 5 minutes. Okay. Step 12. Turn the words cat photos located inside the paragraph element into a link by replacing the words with an anchor element added previously. The paragraph element should show the same text in the browser, but the words cat photos should now be a link. There should be only one link showing in the app. Okay. So basically it says, you see this part, cat photos here.
Yeah.
So they're basically telling, make this cat photos a link.
So you remove it.
You can cut all of this actually, right?
Yeah.
And delete the cat photos from here.
replace it. Yeah.
and paste that there. Right? All good?
Yeah. So that's what I thought. Yeah. Sure.
Done. So now what happened over there? You had a paragraph tag, you added the link,
Yeah.
and then you had this image wherever, right?
Hmm.
So you see this href, this one here, right?
The anchor. Yeah.
And this is the paragraph element.
Yeah.
Correct. So because the anchor tag has, now it has text here, right? But if you put an image in an anchor tag, then if you click the whatever is there inside the opening and closing of the anchor tag
to take you to.
will take you to that place. So here you have cat photos text.
Yeah.
But if you put a photo there instead, or you put a button there, clicking on the button or clicking on the photo will go to that place.
Oh, okay.
Right. So literally, let us say this is the photo, right?
Okay.
Here, Control Shift C. Here you see the image.
Yeah.
Correct. But this image is inside an anchor tag. You see here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Inside the anchor tag, you have the image tag.
That's true.
So that is why when you click on the image, it'll take you to that address. Similarly, this text, whatever is there, right? If you click on this, you see this whole whatever div text, blah, blah, blah. That is inside an anchor tag.
An anchor tag, true.
So if you click on this, it will go to that website. Okay. Step 13. Add a target attribute with the value _blank to the anchor tags elements opening tag so that the link opens in a new tab. Okay.
Again?
So the target attribute, right? Simple funda. You don't understand something? Quickly Google.
Okay.
Okay. So the idea of obviously the freeCodeCamp is they'll sort of explain the whole thing, but if you don't understand, you just Google it up.
Google it, yeah.
Okay. Don't try to jump ahead steps. The idea is not to, come here and make all of this blue. The idea is not to make this blue.
No.
The idea is to understand your stuff, right? So everything in the next steps will build on your previous steps. So don't ever skip to the next step without take the time to understand. Anyway, you're spending time to learn it, right? So now we're going to look up for, this thing where the same thing. Search for this. When I click this, a new tab didn't open.
Yeah.
It was in the same tab.
Yeah.
But if I click this, it might open here or it might open in a new tab. But it opens in a new tab. Yeah. Right? So there must be some way to tell this that, hey,
open a
new tab or open it here. Okay. So if you go here, Control Shift C, look at this tag. You see this anchor tag.
Hey,
and here you see target
blank. Okay.
Okay. The same thing if you go back. If I click this image, this is the anchor tag. There is no target.
So it opens the same page.
Yeah. So typically what you do, if it is a link on your own website, you don't want the person to go, right?
That, yeah.
So you will not put _blank. But if you want it to open in a new tab, if it is a different website, you typically put it as _blank.
Of course.
Okay. So over here, conceptually.
So do we use target only for this?
There are different properties. Yeah. The _blank does only this. This is the only thing it does. When you click on it, it opens a new tab. Whatever your link is.
Oh, okay.
That is all target does. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think there must be more properties for target. Target.
So it doesn't matter. It's before href or
doesn't matter. It basically takes all of it and it reads all of it, right? So see, these are the options that you have. Values that target can have.
Yeah.
Blank, self, parent, or top. Okay. When you put blank, it opens in a new window or a tab. This is the default thing.
Self.
Okay. If you don't mention _blank, it basically means open link document in the same frame. This is the default performance.
Yeah.
Okay. When you click on it, it should open on the same page. Parent is whatever, not relevant. Top, not relevant. Frame name, not relevant. You basically just need these two.
The
blank and self. Either open a new tab or not. Okay. So over here, basically you want them to go to freeCodeCamp, right? Which is a different website. Which is why you are putting target as blank because you wanted to open in a new tab. Now we put target equal to underscore blank. Okay. So now you have cat photos, right? 1 minute. What were you supposed to do? Add a target attribute with the value add to this thing so that the link opens in a new tab. Okay. We will take a break. So now what happened here is we'll just wrap this and we'll take a break. Yeah. Target blank, right? So it basically means now if I click on this, it opens a new tab.
Let me try here. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. The same thing, if you want to test it out, we'll remove the target blank, or if we'll make the target instead of blank, let's make it self. Okay.
Yeah.
And now if I click it, it opens here.
Yeah. In the same page.
In the same place where it was called from.
Oh.
Okay. So we'll make it blank, back to blank. Check your code. Done. Okay. Submit, move to next, and we can start our break.
Yeah. Stuff. 14. Awesome. Step 14.
Step 14.
Yeah.
Start the next one. This is our number 2.
Yeah.
Sprint 2. Okay. Yeah. So we did underscore blank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Where were we at?
We start
Fine.
step 14.
This is 14 or 15? 14.
No, 14.
Yeah. Okay. So again, we have the HTML stuff. We have the body. We need to change this. We have the body. We have the heading. We have the main H2, etc., etc. We have the paragraph. Step 14. Turn the image into a link by surrounding it with the necessary element tags. So what is the necessary tag?
This is a tag.
What tag do you use to make it a link?
Anchor.
Right. So use, for the anchor tag, we have to use this link.
Yeah.
Use HTTPS whatever as the anchor's href attribute value. Okay. So like I was telling you in whatever the previous step, like how you just open an anchor tag, close an anchor tag, put anything in the middle. Now you already have the image. Now you need to make the image inside a anchor tag. Okay. A href equal to whatever the tag values are, the URL, and the image goes inside a closing anchor tag. Okay, this is essentially how it looks, but obviously we want it to look, this one has to be closed, right, Syed? Anchor tag. No, so, what you were doing was right. You were doing was right. Yeah.
So I have to put anchor tag.
Yep.
And href equals to.
Yep.
The link, yeah?
Yeah.
Where is that link?
This.
Is here. Control C. Control V. Then close this one and then open other one. A.
This has to be /A, right? Because there's a closing of the anchor tag. Okay. Now, your image has to be inside the anchor tag.
Oh, okay. So I have to take this one outside.
Yep.
Next.
Put it outside the anchor tag, right?
Yeah.
Right. And we talked about indenting and keeping stuff clean, right?
Yeah.
This will pass. That's not an issue at all.
Okay.
But because this is inside and it is taking multiple lines, I'll give it some space there. And I will make my anchor tag outside. So now my image is inside the anchor tag. It just looks a little cleaner. You don't need to do it.
Okay.
Just saying, good practice whenever you type something out. Although on VS Code you have prettier and stuff that does the cleaning up for you. But just try to write it clean. Okay? Test passes.
Yeah.
All good. Step 15. Again, we have the HTML body. So the reason why I look at each, it is very simple that I just come here, only read this and go ahead, right? Yeah. But typically whenever you are writing code, right? If you are given a new problem in a new file that you have never seen before, obviously every time you open a file, you're not going to read up your stuff, right? Yeah. But I just want to know, where am I in the file? Am I inside the main? Am I inside something else or what? I'm just trying to figure out where am I in the file. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Because now let us say you write some program and then there's an error to debug.
Yeah.
And it just tells you the file number and line number.
Yeah.
So suddenly when you jump there, maybe you've not opened the file in the past 5 days, 10 days, something. So you don't remember exactly what is happening there. So you know the line number and you see what is happening above, what is happening below, and you sort of know in what situation you are in. That's it.
And you can sort it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before adding any new content, you should make use of a section element to separate the cat photo contents from future content. Take all the elements currently located in the main element and nest them inside a section element. Okay, so the whole of main should go inside a section.
So before main,
yep,
I have to write section.
Yep.
Is it closing tag?
No, it is an opening and closing tag.
That's it.
Like how you put the image inside an anchor tag, you're putting all of this content inside a section tag. Okay. So a section opens there and it closes after the main.
Okay.
Are you understanding what is happening here?
Yeah. No, I understand.
Right? And if you just run this, it will work. But again, writing clean stuff, yeah?
Okay.
So you take this whole section and you move it one tab in. So now it looks proper, right?
Yeah. This one.
See how you have section and then the main at one line
Yeah.
from here to here, and everything inside main is one indent inside. Okay.
Sure.
Check your code, it works. Sorry, your test does not pass. Keep trying. Hint: the entire section element should be between the opening and we were supposed to put the content of the main inside a section. See, I'm sorry I misguided you in the design. Let us say we go to developer portfolio.
How to move this one down?
Hold Alt and down. Alt key down. It will move the line up and down.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go back here. We'll look at a freeCodeCamp's article.
Okay, it's done.
So now in this website you basically understand, right? This whole thing is just testimonials, this whole block.
Yeah.
And this whole block is whatever his portfolio, his work. This whole block is his introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the way he would have written the code is, you see this block and whatnot.
Yeah.
This thing. You see the container that comes up.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this container, he has whatever, a ton of stuff. Header, services, portfolio, testimonials, which is down here. Right. That is how he is breaking it into each section, right?
Oh, different sections.
Yeah. So logically, whatever he is branching out. So the idea, what they are telling is, all of this content is one section, correct?
Yeah.
1 minute. All of this stuff is one section, which is the introduction, which is like on this website how he has the this part, right? Header. This is the header part.
Yeah.
Right? How he has the header. After that he has services, which is this block. Correct?
Yeah.
So what they are telling is, take all of these photos and make it into one group. Right.
I understand.
So after this you can add another group. After this you can add another group. Right?
So, yeah.
And all of this has to go inside the main.
Yeah.
Okay. Because above this you can probably have header, opening and closing header, and after main you might have footer, say for example.
Footer, yeah.
And main denotes your main content of the page, and in your main content you have different sections.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what they were trying to do, but I misread the question and
No problem, yeah.
misunderstood it. Okay. So check your code, should run. Go to the next one. We have another 15 minutes. Okay. HTML body. We are here, we have access to this section. It's time to add a new section. Add a second section element below the existing section element. So that is exactly the idea, right?
Yeah.
We have one section of intro and the next section of something.
Yeah.
We just need a closing and opening section tag. Okay. Probably put it in a new line. Check your code, it should just work. Done.
Yeah.
Submit and go to the next one, challenge. So this whole section has now been put out on top, and now we have access to the lower section. Okay.
New one, yeah.
All the other text is outside. Okay. Step 17. Within the second section element, add a new h2 element with the text cat lists. So come inside, put an h2, close the h2. Right? Typically what I do now, Syed, whenever I start the tag, I'll also close it then and there.
H2.
I'll do this, right? Close it, then come here and then do the edit. Because if this goes multiple lines, right? Maybe it's at the start of the line and you remember you have to close.
Yeah.
But I never remember that I have left it open.
Open.
Okay.
Oh.
And then I might get an error or whatnot. So
Yeah.
for myself, this is what works for me.
Yeah.
If you always remember that you have an open tag and you write it up in the end, that is no problem. But if you see yourself making that error, you can try it like this.
Okay.
Okay.
The opening tag and closing.
Opening
tag.
and closing, typically you'll do it. But anyway, on VS Code, when you type the opening and you start typing the closing, it will suggest that to you.
Yeah. So
Right.
You can just edit.
Yeah. So that you don't have to worry so much about it, right?
Okay.
Go to the next challenge.
Next one is 18. Yeah.
18. So now we have the section above. Okay. We still have just the lower section access to. Okay. When you add a lower rank heading element to the page, it's implied that you're starting a new subsection, right? We put H1 here, right? It's like the heading of the whole application,
thing. Yeah.
which is what this guy was doing in his header. Where is his header? Header.
Yeah.
Right? This is the heading of his page, successful front-end development.
Okay.
Okay. And now the next section, if you see services, he doesn't have a heading, but you see featured work. You come to featured work. Now you open this header, you see this is an H1.
Yeah.
Now if you come and look at featured work is H2.
H2.
Right? So more important a section, higher this one. If it is a sub of that,
So you go.
main page, now subsection. Now this section can have a subsection, right? Let's see if he has something like that. I don't think he does, but
Testimonial maybe.
no. But testimonial also will be an H2 mostly. It's an H2.
Yeah.
Right? So if I come here and if I do edit as HTML, if I make this H3 and make this H3, every heading looks more bigger, more in size wise. Typically when you're, all headings will have different sizes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so now if I say
Yeah. No.
over here, he has not written the CSS, right? Here he has probably used one of these title -2, right? Does he have -3?
Yeah.
Title 3. So that was again the style that he had written, right? So H2 is again, you see it is bigger, H3 is smaller,
Small.
right?
Yeah.
Like that you'll have H1 to H6. You'll have 6 levels, okay?
Others, yeah.
Yeah. These are the different thicknesses and sizes that you will get. H1 will be biggest, this will be smaller, like that. Okay? Fine. Close this, go back here. That's all you need to know about headings. We need H. After the last H2 element of the second section element, add an H3 element with things cats love, colon. Okay, so after this we put a H3. And now you will see over here you have cat lists coming here, right?
Yeah.
Now when we do put this part, this one's font size will be little smaller than the previous one.
Okay.
Okay, you put it. Things cats love, colon. This has to be an H3.
Just like this?
I think it broke. So copy the whole text, Control A, Control C. Okay, one minute. I think it selected all of this. Yeah.
Made it start.
And paste all of that there. Control A, delete it and just paste it. Okay, type it out, Syed. H3. I think I'm teaching a few bad practices at the start, yeah?
Bro, I didn't understand what you mean by so things, cats, love. Okay, is it okay like this or no?
Yeah, it's okay. But I don't know what went wrong with the page because you don't have the button there, right? So instead of you again having to type this, what I was telling was, come here, copy this part, just copy this text. Okay, reload the page.
That's what I did.
Yeah, but it didn't reload. It's an error from their side. It's not your mistake.
Yeah.
Alright. So instead of having to come and retype, I was just saying, oh shit. Okay. I think I understood. Okay. I think I know what the problem is. It's doing something fancy behind. So when you do Control A, it selects like the whole page.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Just want to continue.
Yeah. Okay. Happy?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
Let's go 19.
How much do we have? We have 9 minutes. Okay. Same thing. The whole section has been closed. We are inside the next section. After the H3 element with the things cats love text, add an unordered list. Right? You have two types of lists.
Yeah.
Do you know about unordered lists and ordered lists? No. Okay. So ULOL. So you have lists which either have like a design at the start,
Item, yeah.
or you have a number.
Okay.
Correct? You don't have to manually write 1, 0, 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, right? Like in Microsoft Word, when you select numbered list, every time you press enter, the new number comes up, right?
Yeah.
And you can choose different settings.
Yeah.
You can probably use 1, or you can use like
1 with brackets.
small I,
Yeah.
2I, like that, right?
That's true.
Bracket and all of that, right? So in HTML and CSS also you can do that, depending on like how for image you told source is this and how you have mentioned the attributes, right? Like that, you have two types of lists, an unordered list or an ordered list. You can tell this guy by default it'll have a style, like it might come with a disk. You can tell it don't use this, use something else.
Okay.
And similarly for an ordered list also, you can tell instead of using 1 to 3, use this format instead.
A, B, C, D,
okay. Unordered list, you do this and you put li. UL is unordered list.
Okay.
Opening tag of unordered list and closing tag of unordered list.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
and
nice.
yeah,
That's
then
awesome.
inside that, every item that you want to put is a list item. This is the list and this is the list item.
I see.
Okay. How many ever list items are there, right? If you go to try it yourself. Now this is the UL, right? Now let me copy this stuff, paste it out here. Okay. And let us say this is bread, and let us say this is eggs. Now this is UL, correct?
Noted, yeah.
If I make it ordered list, OL, it will become numbers. So every time I add this one, it will automatically calculate the numbers and show it. I don't have to write the 1 dot and 2 dot stuff. Okay. Similarly, this is the ordered list. Now if you have, what stylings do you have? Let us say unordered lists. You come here. You have an option of putting style type as disk, circle, square or none. This is disk, this is circle, this is square, and this is none. This is disk, circle,
yeah,
square,
yeah,
no design.
Nothing in
Okay.
there.
Similarly, when you take this this one, you can probably do that, and we are just looking at whatever different options that they have. Okay. So there are different types of variations that you can do, right? So this guy is circle. I mean, this guy is disk, this guy is circle, whatever it is, right? Whatever you specify, it will do it like that. Okay. Fine. So now what we need to do, we need to add a UL element. Note that nothing will be displayed. Obviously, when you put just a UL, you're saying there's going to be a list inside here.
Yeah.
/UL. Nothing happens. Just submit this code. All good?
Yeah.
Go. Step 20. Okay. This whole section is now outside. The headings are outside now. You have to do something else here. Okay. Use the list item element, LI element, to create the items in a list. Here is an example of list items in an unordered list. So UL and everything is a list item.
Yeah.
Okay. Nest 3 items inside the UL and display 3 things cats love: catnip, laser pointers, and lasagna.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Listen. See what I did here. Okay. Remember, I'm trying to train you to basically get proficient with VS Code.
VS Code.
Right? Okay. And this is basically running VS Code.
Okay.
So VS Code has this option of multiple cursors. Multi-cursors. Okay. So if you look at images, multi-cursors GIF, if I say. Let's see what does this do. Okay, you see what this guy is doing here? He's selecting all the 200s. Right? Instead of having to manually edit each line, he's selecting all duplicates and he's doing that.
That's true.
Okay.
He changed only on the top.
Yeah, so what it allows is you can have cursor at different places and you can type stuff out. Okay. So you see this over, how we selected all overs and how he's jumping every line. Right. So all you have to do is you can hold Alt.
Yeah.
The keyboard Alt. And anyway, now here I have cursor, right? If I click Alt and here I have one more cursor there. I click Alt and here one more cursor. In all three places it will do the same stuff. Okay. The RAM is having a tough time dealing with all the stuff here, right? So whatever I typed, it typed everywhere. You understood? Yeah. So now what I did was I copied all of this and moved these to 3 lines. And all these 3 lines need to be inside list item.
List item.
Okay.
I see.
So do you want to try this?
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
So first,
copy and paste it. This is exactly what I'm doing here. Copy this stuff. Delete all of this. I pasted this here. Okay. And just move each one of them to their line. Laser pointers, lasagna to their line. Done. Now I'm going to hold Alt and click at the start of each line.
Okay. Alt.
Yeah. Click that and that. Now I can type LI and close it there.
LI and close it here.
And now if I press the button end, the cursor will go to the... Now you see in each one of these lines, this one has only characters till here.
Yeah.
This one has till here. So maybe if you press right, it will come to nip.
That's true.
Right. But it does not go to the end of pointers.
No.
But if I press right, the nip one, this guy, is going to go from here to the next line. This guy is going next to O, and this guy is going to go to the next line. You understood?
Yeah.
You see how now if I type A, B, C, you see how it types over there, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I can go back, and you have these 2 buttons, right? Home and end.
Home and end, I don't know. Yeah, and is here.
Right? So wherever you are at the line, now I'm here at different points in the line. No, if I press home, it goes to start. If I press end, it goes to end.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So now I'll press end, go to the end of each line and /li.
/li.
Makes life easy. Okay.
Sure.
Now we'll redo these steps just to solidify it in our head.
Okay.
Delete this. Get all of this out. Now what I noticed was you was pasting each one of them to every line, right?
Yeah.
So instead, come here, I'll just paste the first line. Select the comma and here, enter. And this and enter. Instead of pasting 3 times and deleting everywhere.
Yeah.
Only the... Yeah, okay, fine. Fine. Yeah. Instead of doing that, now come from S till L, you highlight it. Only up till L. Press enter. Okay.
Sure.
So now alt those 3 lines. So there's actually a cursor for, see, multi-cursor modify. Command click or see this keyboard shortcut.
Yeah.
Okay. Control Shift Alt down. So let's try it because I have never tried this. I always press Alt and click it in different places. Control Shift Alt down. Control Shift Alt
down.
We have to go up.
Okay. That's true.
Okay?
Yeah.
So every day you learn something new, right? This is the first time I'm trying out these lines. Cursor. Okay?
So let's put Li. Don't tell me it's finished.
You feel like going on more?
Allah, you want to do wrong.
Okay? Now? Check your code. Okay? Everything works. Alright?
Yeah.
Now we'll just go to the next step and we can start the next number is
21.
We'll 21.
Should leave it for tomorrow. We'll do it for tomorrow.
All good. Today 2 sessions. That was all good. So technically we could have done the start. Your red pen.
What is this week W1?
Work session 1. Or I didn't know what to put. Instead of writing the whole sentence, I just put W1 there, man.
I thought it is week 1.
No. Work session 1, break 1, work session 2, break 2. Done. Okay? Good day today.
Thank you, sir. Is it still working?
Yeah, I'm going to mute it now.